If Trump were to return to the White House as president, and COVID is still a threat, or there's some other public health emergency, would you have confidence in his ability? Would you have confidence in his ability to deal with a pandemic of this nature? Would you want to stay on in your post?
Well, no, to the second question. The first question,
I think I knew the answer to it, but I had to ask you.
If you look at the history of what the response was during the administration, I think, at best you could say it wasn't optimal. And I think just history will speak for itself about that. I don't need to make any further comment on that, Jim. It's not productive.
You would not serve with Trump again, though. That's fair to say.
Right. For sure.
That was Dr. Fauci there answering a pretty controversial question over whether he would serve under Donald Trump again should he run in 2024 and win. Despite Trump having not announced his run for the 2024 election, it's no secret the 45th president and Dr. Fauci butted heads when they worked together throughout 2020 as the pandemic spread. The two were known to contradict each other's remarks, disagree on public safety, and undermine each other's role as government officials. Donald Trump was eager to keep things positive in his press conferences, to not scare Americans too much, but Dr. Fauci felt like the severity of the situation needed to be expressed. In October 2020, a phone call was leaked between Donald Trump and his campaign staff where he referred to Dr. Fauci and his team as idiots. Take a look at just a few of the moments where Trump criticised the infectious disease expert.
And don't forget, Dr. Fauci, what he said is, no, don't close it to China. I said, I'm sorry, doctor, you're a wonderful man. And he is a nice man. You're a wonderful man, I'm closing it. I saved thousands of lives. He admitted that 2 months later. 2 months later.
Why did you criticize Dr. Fauci? Does it have anything to do with his high standing in public sentiment?
No, I think really Dr. Fauci's a very nice man, but we let him do what he wants to do. He gets a lot of television. He loves being on television, and we let him do it. Sometimes he says things that are a little bit off, and they get built up, unfortunately, but he's a nice guy. I like him, but he's called a lot of bad calls.
In October last year, Dr. Fauci sat down with the New York Times and discussed what it was like serving President Trump as the chief medical advisor during the pandemic. Dr. Fauci said, "That's when it became clear to me. I'm not going to proactively go out and volunteer my contradiction of what the president said, but he would say something that was clearly not correct, and then a reporter would say, well, let's hear from Dr. Fauci. I would have to get up and say, no, I'm sorry, I do not think that is the case. It isn't like I took any pleasure in contradicting the President of the United States. I have a great deal of respect for the office." Donald Trump Jr. tweeted the news Fauci wouldn't work as the White House chief medical advisor if the former president was elected. He said, as if we needed yet another reason to elect Trump. The answer is simple. Critics of Dr. Fauci would need to only elect Trump again to see him gone for good. Fox News' Laura Ingraham tweeted the news of Fauci's comments and said this will help Trump, to which a Twitter user responded, "A vote for Trump in 2024 is a vote to fire Fauci." In June last year, several Republicans, led by Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, introduced the Fire Fauci Act to oust the embattled Dr. Fauci from his role as chief medical advisor to the president.